hey, California governor, I thought you had this under control because you claimed you had it under control. Why don't you have this under control? And of course, it's Antifa back and the Mexican insurrectionists back on the 101 freeway, the major freeway going through LA. Here's a post by J.D. Vance. It's kind of long, but I thought it was worth sharing. Gavin Newsom says he didn't have a problem until Trump got involved. Both of these photos, I'll go down to the photos. This is a Border Patrol car being disabled, and of course, the infamous vehicle on fire in Compton in front of the donut place with the giant donut, which is now closed permanently as a result of these riots. Gavin Newsom says he didn't have a problem and Trump got involved. Both of these photos were taken before the president authorized the National Guard to go protect our Border Patrol in California. Does this look like no problem? Doesn't look like no problem to me. Newsom and his stooge, Karen Bass, fomented and encouraged the riots because their entire political movement exists for one purpose: to promote mass migration into our country. It is their reason for being. Democrat leadership has no solution for the economy, for prosperity, for security. They use their power when they're in the majority to import millions of illegal immigrants, and when they're in opposition, they do everything possible to prevent deportations. Did you know that in all 50 states, self-defense law, not gun law, but self-defense law, uses a simple 5-element test to see if your use of defensive force was legally justified? And that same test applies no matter what state you're in or what tool you use to defend yourself. If you're missing even one of those required elements, however, you've made yourself an easy conviction for an aggressive prosecutor. My name is Attorney Andrew Branca, and I've worked more than 30 years as a self-defense attorney. Every state has seemingly endless, complex pages of laws regarding self-defense, so complex that many top criminal defense attorneys rely on my expert analysis to help win self-defense cases for their clients. If the legal code is that complex for lawyers, how can a citizen gun owner expect to know or even follow the law, especially when a life or death situation has triggered a massive adrenaline-fueled mandate to make that fight or flight decision right now? It seems daunting. Yet I created a simple but powerful framework that has allowed me to serve the legal community and countless American gun owners to simplify this legal complexity into just 5 elements of self-defense law. And you can learn my 5-element legal algorithm I use to consult on and win with the top criminal defense attorneys all over the country to protect law-abiding gun-owning citizens from making innocent legal missteps that land them in prison. Now, with a simple read or listen, you can install my 5-point legal framework so it acts as a sort of muscle memory defense to protect you from losing your rights when you choose to defend innocent human life. Click below to get the latest edition of my book, The Law of Self-Defense Principles, for free. I ask only that you help cover the shipping and handling cost to get the book to you. Under Newsom's leadership, Medicaid was extended to all illegal immigrants in 2024. This means that he elected to take health care from impoverished and disabled Californians and give it to illegal aliens. And now everything is President Trump's fault? Give me a break. If you want to know why illegal aliens flocked to your state, Newsom, stop accusing Donald Trump. Look in the mirror. If you want to know why Border Patrol fear for their lives over enforcing the law, look in the mirror. It was your policies that encouraged mass migration into California, your policies that protected those migrants from common sense law enforcement, your policies that offered massive welfare benefits to reward illegal immigrants, your policies that allowed those illegal migrants and their sympathizers to assault our law enforcement, your policies that allowed Los Angeles to turn into a war zone. You sure as hell had a problem before President Trump came along. The problem is you. And I agree with every word of that. Another statement that Governor Gavin Newsom, through his Attorney General Rob Bonta, made to the court yesterday, federal court, is that the federal officials did not provide the leadership of Los Angeles Sheriff's Department or LAPD with any notice as to the planned operations or otherwise attempt to coordinate activities to protect the safety of the public. How reckless of Trump! How reckless! How could he dare not provide LA with notice that ICE was about to come in and serve criminal arrest warrants on illegal migrant third world invaders in Los Angeles. Of course, it's just another lie, because if progressives didn't have lies, they'd have nothing to say at all. Here's Homeland Security. False. The Los Angeles Police Department was notified 2 days before the ICE operation began in LA. There was no excuse for the LAPD to take 2 hours to respond to calls for help from our federal law enforcement on Friday night. Friday night, folks. This has been going on for 6 days now. The riot, looting, and arson that's under control has been going on for 6 days. During those 2 hours, thousands of rioters, looters, arsonists gathered outside a federal law enforcement building and assaulted ICE law enforcement officers, slashed tires, defaced buildings, and taxpayer-funded property, which is why the National Guard was sent in to protect federal property. DHS is grateful that ultimately the LAPD stepped up to help federal enforcement, law, and order. Just another lie, another myth. Also, Gavin Newsom has told the media that, President Trump, he never called me. He never called me. I tried to reach him, but he never called me. More lies, more lies. President Trump releases screenshot showing he did, in fact, call Gavin Newsom. There it is, June 7th on Saturday, or was that Friday? Let me check my calendar real quick. That was Saturday. 2 calls. One was missed, obviously, but one was not. 12:23. So a missed call, and then immediately afterwards, 16-minute call. Gavin says there was no call, not even a voicemail. Americans should be alarmed that a president deploying Marines onto our streets doesn't even know who he's talking to. Well, except there was. Of course, there was. And how in control is LA? This is yesterday. Last night, June 10th, rioters threw a pipe bomb. What happened? A pipe bomb just now into LA and blew up a car. These are bombings. Even the LA County supervisor is obliged to say, these are not peaceful protests. This is out of control. This is her yesterday. Let's hear what she has to say.
On what is
the journalist here, of course, tries to suggest that these are just peaceful protests. Why is everything so crazy? Why did Trump make us do this?
Supervisor Barger, let me first ask you this. Are the protests or the ICE raids having a bigger impact on the city of Los Angeles?
Which is worse, the protest, the riot, the looting, and the arsonist, or the National Guard? Which is worse for LA?
Well, right now, I would argue that protests are having a bigger impact on what is taking place downtown. I mean, this is not peaceful protests. These are anarchists who are going in and really opportunists. They're taking advantage of a situation that unfortunately continues to escalate. So right now, my concern are the protesters, not the peaceful, which we saw when they were downtown supporting, David.
Look at all the peaceful protesters hiding behind a private citizen's car, using it as cover and concealment to hurl rocks into the faces of these police officers. Look at these peaceful protesters.
I think it's important for us to recognize that they are coming in peace, but there are those that are embedded that are really attacking law enforcement. This is not about ICE. This is about completely dismantling law enforcement.
Look how peaceful it is. Look how peaceful everything is. Thanks for watching this highlight segment of our full-length Law of Self-Defense live stream. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to give us a like and subscribe for more expert analysis on politics, law, and how to be hard to convict. And to watch the full-length episode of this show, just click right here. Stay safe.